as well as a great guest talking about new change.org petition that she started to help keep the park by Post Office Park. Post Office Park. It's next to the post office in downtown Shelton. Keep it there, keep the trees there, and keep those tree lighting ceremonies continuing on. Jessica Schreiber, good morning to you. Good to see you.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
For sure. And so we'll put the links to this as well at the when we post this interview. But you go to change.org and Post Office Shelton Works is a great way to get to that. Post Office Park, Shelton, just some different search aspects there. Tell me a little bit about the behind on this and why you decided to kind of go forth with this thing.
Okay, yeah. So for as long as I can remember, I've been going to the tree lighting ceremony, and someone messaged me on Facebook a link to the fact that they wanted to get rid of the park. And I was like, oh, well, that's kind of sad, and that really shouldn't happen. There's a lot of families that go to that, and it's really a town event. I mean, there's fire roasting marshmallows in the street. There's the Christmas carolers that come down, Santa Claus pictures, and the tree lighting. So when I figured all this out, I kind of went down the rabbit hole, so to speak, and I was calling people, and they were like, no, call this person. So I'd call this person, they'd say, no, call this person. I finally figured out who to talk to, but they don't accept phone calls from public outside people. So the only way to get in contact with the Federal Post Office Services is to send them letters.
So let's talk about the main players involved in this whole situation. A lot of folks may assume Post Office Park, and we see city crews there changing out the garbage cans and wiping down the benches and the picnic tables there. We see PUD 3 putting up the lights, but it is not a city park. Is that what we've come to understand?
It kind of is. So what happened is that the land there is actually owned by the Federal Post Office Services, but for the past 20 years, the city has leased the land to put a city park there. So it's a city park, but it's on federal land based on a contract they made about 20 years ago. And the contract has expired, and they wanted to renegotiate, but the Federal Post Office...
The city wanted to renegotiate.
Yeah, the city wants to renegotiate. The city is doing everything they can. I don't want any way, shape, or form people to think that it's the city. The city is doing a wonderful job. They're really putting in the time and effort. And I actually talked to the city office, and they really, really care about this issue. And they were like, well, if you could figure out what the community could do, and that's pretty much what I did. So I found a place where you can send your letters, and I want people to write letters about what the park means to them and how it would mean the world if we got to keep it, pretty much. And like, kids need to write these letters, adults, everyone needs to write these letters and send them. And I also started the change.org petition. And on there, I think we have about 300 something signs right now, which is amazing. I only posted it a couple days ago.
Yeah, let's see. As of just getting the page here on our site, we got 330 so far, and a fair amount of comments that people have for reasons for signing this. So you're sharing this around all the normal places, the Shelton Talks and the Facebook pages and things like that. When you're out and about, what is the response? I know it's just been a day or so, but what's the response you've been getting from folks?
Everyone's been kind of telling me, like, it's amazing that you're doing this, but how are you doing this? And I'm like, I'm doing this because our community is so amazing, and they're willing to get involved, and they're willing to help out. And we have such a tight-knit, small community that I feel like we can really save this park if everyone kind of pitches in, signs a petition, sends the letters, and all the stuff needed.
Do you have an idea of what the feds want to do with this area if there's no kind of come together moment on this thing?
As of right now, and it's not official, they haven't officially decided to keep the park, get rid of the park. There has been no official outcome yet. It's still in the works, which is why it's so important for people to send in letters now and sign the petition now. But what they have disclosed of wanting to do with it is turn it into a parking lot.
Sure.
So they want to cut down the tree, get rid of the grass, level it, and parking lot.
Who are we sending these letters to? Is it to the main Postmaster General of the whole United States, or is it a certain person who deals with land management in the post office? Or?
So it is the Postmaster General, and she's located in Washington, D.C., and I have the address. I'll be willing to share it.
Sure.
So her name is Megan J. Brennan. It's MEGAN J BRENNAN, and it's Postmaster General. And then the address for the actual location is 475 L'Endant, which is spelled L'Endant Plaza, Plaza, Southwest. It's room number 4012, and it's in Washington, D.C., area code 20260-2200.
Okay. So that's how you get there. Of course, if someone is scrambling here to get the pens, they can go back and listen to the interview on the Facebook page. We'll put that posted.
Yep, and we'll also have the address and
On the show notes for the interview.
So.
Is there any sort of a timeline that you've been privy to on any decisions that they're going to be making soon? Obviously, the more rapidly people can sign this and elevate it through and send letters, the better. But is there any sorts of timelines you're thinking or you're hearing?
They haven't really told me a timeline. I didn't get a ton of information disclosed to me just because I am the concerned citizen coming
Sure.
at this. But from what I've kind of taken and understood from all the information I've gathered is it's more of in the beginning than the end of the decision-making
Okay.
process.
Also, there's
So our lease did end, I think it was last year. So they're kind of just now getting into the idea of, well, what are we going to do with this land? And the feds want to do something and the city wants to keep what we have. And I think sending the letter, signing the petition, I actually tagged a whole bunch of people in the federal government.
I see that you tagged the president
petition. Yeah.
and the senators, state senator Cantwell and Murray, also Congressman Heck, who represents the 10th here with Shelton, is on there. And
Governor Inslee.
Governor Inslee may be able to make a call, find out what's going on there. So when it comes to this, how do they see this? Do you know how that works? I'm not super familiar with these petitions, but their names are tagged on there, and just when people search perhaps for Trump or Cantwell or things like that, those will pop up?
So the way that it was explained to me, I was kind of reading through the rules of change.org a little bit when I first decided to make a petition, and it kind of lets their PR people know. It sends them like a notice, maybe an email. It's kind of spam mail, so I'm hoping it didn't go into their
Sure.
trash inbox. But it kind of just takes them, it's like flags them saying, oh, someone mentioned you on the internet kind of thing.
You know, President's a big fan of Twitter. Have you thought about tweeting at him?
I tweeted the president. I did. It didn't go well. He didn't tweet back.
He hasn't yet? Well, he's
I might
busy.
tweet him
He's-
again later today.
He's over in
Yeah.
Europe now. But
He's
do
pretty
you have
busy.
like a Twitter handle, like Post Office Park or Save Post Office Park, maybe?
I'm thinking about making a hashtag, trying to come up with something creative that hasn't been used before.
Yeah.
I tried to do like hashtag Save the Park. That's been used.
yeah.
So I'm going to try and come up with something with like Save the Park by the Post Office maybe. But I'll definitely keep you guys posted on that for
Please
sure.
do. Please do, Jessica. Good to see you, and good on you for getting involved in this, keeping the park by the post office in downtown Shelton, and remaining and continuing on with those great traditions of the tree lighting and Santa Claus coming to town and the singing and the marshmallows, in addition to all the avails that people use it for through the rest of the year. All right. Well, good to see you. We'll get this posted online to hopefully help share about and get some more signatures for you.
Thank you.